Cage Minds. We have Jordan Espinosa with us. The UFC debut. It's officially going to happen. This is the second time that you kind of thought that was going to happen. So first off, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. 2.5 more weeks left until my fight, and I can't wait.
Now, we thought again that this debut was going to happen back at the anniversary event. How is that for you? You accept the fight, you get into training, and as luck has it, it's more dangerous, I believe, training for an MMA fight than getting an MMA fight. You got injured right away. How did everything work out from your perspective?
Yeah, it sucked. I got the call, I think, about 2.5 weeks before I was supposed to fight, and I hurt myself, 10 days out from the fight. So, yeah, that was a bummer. And it was also supposed to be 2 days after my birthday. It was going to be in Denver, Colorado, which would have just been convenient in every way. I had a bunch of family, had a bunch of friends going. And, yeah, sometimes you get hurt in the sport. And it's just at the wrong time.
How much of a blow to you was that?
Huge. I generally don't like taking lots of time off. When I would have fought in November, that's around the timetable, or even a little bit longer than I like to take in between fights, and it set me back another 4 months to this fight in March. And financially, it's been rough. It took me some time to recover from that injury, about 8 weeks. That was rough. So yeah, it was a shitty situation, but I'm excited that this one's finally gonna happen, and fingers crossed nothing happens in the next 2 weeks.
Would you say you were chomping at the bit by now to get that next contract offer, that next opportunity to make this debut?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited. I just want to hurry up and get my debut over with. I want to hurry up and get another fight, and I don't plan on taking a lot of time off after this fight. I really want to at least have 3 or 4 fights this year, stay busy, get in a kind of rhythm and have some momentum, and don't really know what's going on with the Flyweight Division yet, but this fight's at Flyweight, and I'm looking to rally up some wins.
And then for everybody that also has those same kind of questions, you're in the Flyweight Division. That's what you know, right?
Currently, I'm in the Flyweight Division. It still kind of looks like they're probably going to get rid of it, but since they haven't officially announced anything, they're still booking flyweight fights. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm undefeated at flyweight. I've fought most of my career at flyweight anyway, but I was actually, about a week before I got this fight, was preparing and kind of had accepted the fact that, all right, well, I'm probably going to be moving up to 135. And then a week passed, and my manager called me. He's like, hey, guess what? We got an offer at flyweight. And I was like, that's fine. I had plenty of notice. So cutting down wouldn't be a problem. And yeah, they were offering another well-known flyweight, and I thought it'd be a good test for me, and it's happening.
This fight, what's the notice been like? What's the camp been like?
I think when I first found out, I think I had, 5 to 6 weeks notice, which is plenty. I was already training, hoping to get a short notice fight, probably at 35s. I was training about 4 to 6 weeks before I got the call anyway, so camp's been great. I'm in good shape. I was already in good shape when I got the call, so now it's just more, the anticipation. I want to hurry up and be in Nashville. I want to hurry up and make that walk, and I want to hurry up and get my first UFC win.
Would you say you're almost anxious to step in that octagon, to have it become official?
Definitely, yes. I don't think so much in a negative way, but yeah, I'm excited, and I want to get the ball rolling. I want to be done with the kind of financial and regional struggles of being a fighter, or being a up and coming fighter, which I've been for 10 years now. So yeah, I don't necessarily consider myself a UFC fighter because I haven't had a UFC fight yet. I've been tested by USADA 5 times, but I haven't had my first UFC fight. And then once I have that, I think then I can even say to myself that, yeah, I'm a UFC fighter.
Has it felt like you've graduated college but had the job but haven't started?
Well, coming from someone that has graduated college, yeah, no. I just think it's taken a lot longer for me, a lot longer than I would have liked to get my debut. Ideally, I wanted to get another fight before the end of 2018. That didn't happen, but I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not really surprised by much in this business anymore. Like, shit happens in life, in your profession, and no matter what you do. And so, like, you just adapt, move on to the next thing, keep going.
A lot of people have fought in big shows, and they say the UFC debut feels different. Is there any way that you've prepared yourself for the magnitude of that moment? People have said octagon jitters before and stuff like that.
No, I've heard of that stuff too, and there's nothing specifically I've done to kind of prepare myself. But honestly, I don't really want to psych myself out, and I think I've had this. This would be my 19th pro fight, so like, I think I've had enough experience to where I know how to keep at least composure within myself and not focus my energy so much outside of what's going on, the stage, my environment, and then kind of just focus on the task at hand. This is something I've been doing for 10 years. I train every single day, and it's another fight.
There's only so many high-level flyweights in the world. How long have you been watching Eric Shelton for?
I've seen every single one of his UFC fights and his fights on The Ultimate Fighter. So I've been watching him, I guess, for Ultimate Fighter was like 4 years ago he was on, 3 or 4 years ago. So I've been watching him for at least 3 or 4 years, and he's solid. He's really well-rounded. He's 2-3 in the UFC, but 2 of those have been by split decision. He could very easily be 4-1 in the UFC. So yeah, I don't think he's a lesser opponent because he has a under 500 UFC record. I'm expecting a great fight. I know he's down at American Top Team, so he's training with good guys now, and yeah, I'm expecting a fun fight. I think our styles are relatively similar. We're both pretty well-rounded. I just think I'll have the speed advantage, which generally he has in his fights.
Big right hand, he mixes in his wrestling. Do you think that you can be prepared for a specific game plan coming out of him, or is this a fight where you're going to have to feel it out in the octagon? Because I've seen both of you guys fight as the pressure fighter and be a counter striker, so you both can do each thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be, for both of us, we'll probably have to fill it out at the beginning. But in general, he doesn't do good on his back foot. Neither do I. But the fights he's lost, they were against Alex Perez. He was able to control him on the ground for a bit. He does have a really nice cross. He can hit some takedowns, some double legs. But like I said, I think I'll have the speed advantage on the feet, and a lot of the guys he's fought don't move nearly as much or as well as I do. So that remains to be seen, I guess.
Could you give us some other things that you think are going to be keys to the fight, not your specific game plan?
Yeah, I mean, one of them I think is just, I think I'm incredibly hard for anybody to beat if I'm just having fun and I'm composed. It is going to be my UFC debut, so I expect them to be some nerves, but there's kind of always been nerves. And I'm looking forward to overcoming that challenge of seeing how I feel that night.
Do you look at this as one of the biggest fights of your career?
Yeah, to me it's the biggest. It's my UFC debut. Most fighters, at least in the US, they grind through the regionals just to get here. Yeah, people don't do that just to get here, just to go 0-2 and then get out of the promotion. Like, that sucks. So yeah, of course, I'm looking to make statement one. I'm looking to stay in the UFC, obviously, and yeah, I'm trying to get within the top 10 by the end of the year, if there is a flyweight division by the end of the year.
Before we started the interview, we talked about it. We hadn't done an interview actually since before your second fight on the Contender Series. What did that moment mean to you, finally getting the contract? I never got to ask you.
It was amazing. Even if you go back and watch it, and then even when I came back, but everyone told me, and every time I went up to somebody or someone came up to me, they were like, "Dude, you look so happy!" Like, and yeah, like that was one of the happiest days of my life. Like, it was incredible. My family was there, people close to me, and yeah, it's just like I said earlier, 10 years of hard work, kind of culminating to that moment, and the way it ended was pretty crazy too. 2 seconds left in the fight, like it was nuts. But yeah, definitely highlighted my career thus far.
And then also for a guy that's a sports fan, a big time sports fan, to now be seeing MMA competing on the ESPN platform. What's your thoughts?
I think it's dope, but I think it's only good for the sport and for the UFC. Besides this, the more set of eyes. Like, I grew up watching ESPN right after school, come home, watch SportsCenter 20 times. Like, yeah, it was crazy, and I'm not sure where I'm gonna be at on the fight yet. It's an ESPN Plus event, but some of the prelims that they've had for the ESPN Plus cards have been on ESPN or ESPN2. But it'd be cool if I get to fight on ESPN on the prelims. But if it's on ESPN Plus, that's fine too. It's fine by me, and then a lot more people will have access to it. So I think it's awesome.
Awesome, and a lot more people are going to see you fight now. You're going to be on the Nashville, Tennessee UFC on ESPN Plus 6 card. Eventually, I'm going to figure out what fight night it is and just start renaming them fight nights again. That was a lot easier. The poster still says it.
Yep.
Jordan Espinosa, thank you for the time, sir.
No problem. Thank you, Micah.